Hello everybody. So this is going to be a small video where I basically introduce to you some of the written entirety of What the Wow and some of the digital entirety of What the Wow. It's a really massive project, and we thought that this sort of introductory video where I present some of the main points that need to be addressed about it would be a pretty good idea to get you guys started on this project. And there's a lot to tackle in this video, even if it's a small video. So let's just jump straight into it. So the first point really is the entirety of What the Wow, because it is absolutely massive. As I'm pretty sure you can see on screen right now, it's just a lot, right? So right here we have the oldest, right? The sort of first written pieces about What the Wow. This is when it was really first beginning to become something. This, I think, was written about 20 years ago, which is a really long time if you sit and think about it. Right after that, we have some stuff that was written a little bit afterwards, just sort of as a follow-up to the very beginning of What the Wow. And then you can see the more recent parts of What the Wow, which will be actually the first to be published. Those are going to be the first parts that you read, starting off with the God Creator, which is going to be the very first part that we publish, probably on Patreon, so stay tuned for that. There's going to be more about that at the end of this video. But yeah, as you can see, it is absolutely massive. Probably right now on screen you're also going to be seeing some of the digital stuff, what we have managed to digitalize. It is almost everything. All of these documents have over, I think, most of them have over 300 pages. Some of them might even pass 1,000 pages, which is a lot. It's really a lot. Okay, so right now in my hands I have the very first part that's going to be coming out, the one that I was talking about a little bit earlier, the God Creator, and this is it. I don't know how much of it you guys can see. It is pretty big, right? It's also incredibly old. Ignore my wounded finger. But yeah, this is basically sort of what it looks like on the inside, as you can see, right? It's pretty awesome. The basic idea behind it is the creation of the world, right? The birth of God, I think, the creation of the world, and then how we humans came to be. So it's a pretty interesting read for you guys that are into this sort of stuff. Not necessarily just religious, but also sort of occult stuff as well. Again, this doesn't really have to be religious. It can also be fiction. You can take it however you want it. It's yours to do with as you please. Yeah, but I don't know if you can see here, this one is pretty dang old. It's been cooking for a very long time, and we just can't wait to get it out to you guys. So the following part after that, as you can see behind me, is going to be pink, and it is the second part. Here it is. We call it Euryclita because I assume this is where it was written. So this one is a little bit slower. I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to be showing you some B-roll footage here of it. It is written in the form of a diary, and it is a little bit slower because this is sort of where it all really truly began, or started to begin, where we realized just the scope of it, that it isn't what we thought it would be, that it is a lot more than that. And I can't really get into it right now because for a lack of time, really, but it is just a lot more than we thought it was going to be, and this is the moment that we realized that. So this was the one that kind of broke down all of our walls and allowed us to understand the vastness of the world and how much more it is and how much more depth there is than what we originally thought. So that's going to be that chapter. Again, it's going to be a little bit slower, but not less interesting. It's going to be a lot more interesting, and it's just going to keep on climbing from there. So I'm pretty sure you're able to tell by now that the scope of this and the dimensions of this are absolutely enormous. They are gigantic. It's just a lot of information. It's a lot of story, really, about very many things, other worlds, other gods, just a lot of stuff that we're going to get into later in this video. But what I really wanted to make clear is the fact that this really does exist. It's not something that we dreamed up one day. It is all physical, actual. You can touch it, you can read it, you can smell it, you can do whatever you want with it. It is very, very real. It really truly exists. It's been written. it's just waiting for something to be done with it, right? There's so much of it, and this is that moment. This is that call for action right now. As I'm pretty sure you were able to tell, this is just an absolutely massive project, and we really do need your help and your involvement to really get this out there, right? It's not just going to be books. We also want it to be books and movies and video games and comic books and just anything that can be made out of it, because we really truly believe in this project, even though it's just a skeleton, a massive skeleton. It's a T-Rex, but we really do believe in it, and we need people, we need help, we need investments, and we need to be able to get this out there. And we also need your stories, right? We also need other people's wows, because wow isn't just a thing that we found or that we experience or that we understand. Wow is absolutely everywhere, be it in video games, be it in books, be it in just some random story that somebody writes and posts on Facebook. I don't know. It's absolutely everywhere, and everything has wow, and everything is made of wow, and that's what this is all about, right? So we want to be able to get this wow from you and just put it all together and form sort of the pieces of a great puzzle with it, because that's again what this all is. It is a great puzzle. It is a very massive mirror image that we can only really find the truth, and we can find what it means after we've completed it. And for that, we need you. We need your help. We need your stories, and we need your involvement. Another way that you can think about it is as an ARG. I think that is the closest description that you can get of what the WoW is supposed to be, at least in its beginning stages. So think something like an alternative reality game where it isn't quite real, but it isn't quite just fantastical either. It is something material and physical that exists, but it is sort of an alternative reality, an alternate reality that exists beyond the one that we currently reside in. And of course, ARGs are interactive mediums, and we really do want you to experience all of these. We think this is truly beautiful, and it's something that you also need to experience. You also need to be involved with. Well, maybe want. It would be awesome if you wanted to. So about the chronology of it all, it really needs to be put in a certain kind of order. The order that we're going to be releasing it in is not the official order. We're going to need to sort of work together a little bit so we can find its actual true order, its actual true chronology. And for that, we again need your involvement and your help and your stories. We need your own wows to add to this sort of great puzzle, to add to this ARG in order to make it a complete image. So without your stories, without your involvement, we can never put all of these in order. It would be a mistake to do so, because there's just so much missing of it, right? It's like a big roll of cheese with a chunk eaten out of it. It can't happen. So again, we really need your help. So I'm pretty sure you've noticed by now that it's not necessarily written in English, but Romanian isn't necessarily its native language either. So originally, all of this was given to Pia and Ari and myself in the hidden language. And this just warrants an entire video by itself. I'm just mentioning it now because I feel like it's sort of, it's a necessity that needs to be known at the very beginning, that everything was written and everything was actually translated from the hidden language. All of the information wasn't thought, wasn't seen, wasn't understood in Romanian. It was understood in this hidden language, which is the language of things beyond people and beyond humanity, things that may be unseen. It is a universal common language, I suppose, between all beings that exist and all there is, and everything that you see written was translated from that. So some things are going to sound a little bit off, even in Romanian and even in English, because you simply cannot translate these concepts. You cannot translate these feelings. It's a very interesting thing, and I'm sure you're going to be able to learn it at some point in the future. It's very instinctive, but again, it's going to sound weird in human language. It simply cannot be translated word for word. So here comes the question: how do we present it to you? Do you want it to remain sort of translated semi-correctly from this hidden language, or do you want it to be really polished and just completely made perfect in English and Romanian right off the bat. We personally believe that it would be better if it was kept in this sort of rough, almost rustic, not necessarily poorly translated, but very authentically hidden way, because we believe that it really gets its point across in this way. However, we do understand if it would be way too childish in this way, and if for it to be consumer friendly and for you to be able to enjoy it, we would have to make it a little bit better and polish it a little bit more. But again, our suggestion is that we keep it this way, and just make it so you're able to read it. But otherwise, we wouldn't necessarily prefer adding too much to it. But again, if you want to, we can do it. We just need you to tell us. We really need to know how you would prefer to receive this. And here comes another point. Should we keep it in a diary form? Because all of this was written in a diary form. We have dates and places and titles, and it sort of was recorded and written day by day. It was a day account of our discoveries. So should we keep it this way, and should we release it in a day by day way where it moves really slowly and you discover things out of order and step by step, or should we just compile everything and have everything ready for you in a very neat, or at least a neater format? What would be better? What do you think would work best? So who are the authors of What the Wow? What the Wow was physically received and written by Pia, which is also coincidentally my mother. But Wow doesn't exactly have an author. Wow, again, is everything, and these are stories that existed. It's as if you're asking, right? This question is as if we're asking who was the author of the accounting of Marie Antoinette's beheading. There isn't necessarily an author to that. It really just happened. What we have are people who accounted it. We have historians, we have scribes, and that is what Pia, Ari, and I are. Especially Pia, who was the one that physically wrote all of this growing stack besides me. So it doesn't necessarily have an author, but we are the penmans. We are the ones who wrote it. We are the ones who received it. At the same time, everybody has their own wow, and everybody can be the author of their own wow, which will be added to this pile over here. So get involved. You may be part of the people that wrote an account of Marie Antoinette's beheading back in the 1700s. So who are Pia and Ari? Well, Pia is my mother. She graduated the University of Law. She obviously has a law degree. She also attended the University of Letters. She is the one that wrote everything. She really, really loves the sea. She's a very creative person. She's a very involved and ambitious person. She's basically sort of the brains behind this whole operation, and she deals more with lighter stuff, with optimistic stuff, not necessarily the darker side, which belongs to my father, Ari, who is more of the practical brains behind all of this. So he deals with the darker stuff, he deals with the stuff that is a little bit harder to swallow. He is very much obsessed with both the sea and, of course, fishing. He really, really loves to go fish. And we hope that he fishes a massive audience for us right now. Both of them deal with very important parts of What the Wow, and they are both just as important to this project, so please never discredit either of them. They are sort of a unit, so to say. As for myself, I am Pia, and I'm a little bit of a manager, I guess, especially when it comes to social media. Please be kind. I am indeed the one behind all of those cringy posts. I'm not necessarily that good at it, but I am trying my best, I promise. I'm really obsessed with video games and anime. I graduated the University of Letters, and I also have a degree in Japanese and Romanian and Japanese translations. As well as I just really like art. I really like any sort of media, like movies, music, video games, anything that can tell a story. I am a storyteller. I really like to tell stories. But enough about us. Let's move on. So in short, what is What the Wow about? What the WoW is about everything. I'm pretty sure I've reiterated this point quite a lot, a bit sporadically every here and then, but what the WoW is about everything. It is sort of a historical recounting of the beginning and the beginning of every world and the ending of every world. There is nothing that does not hold WoW. It is just everything. So, as I've said before, it is also kind of a puzzle that we also, again, need to combine together to make a whole picture. That's basically, very, very basically what it is. Of course, it's a lot more than that, and this leads me into my next point. Please be patient with us. Please, please, please be patient with us. WoW is, again, not to repeat myself too many times, really massive. So we can't really explain everything right off the bat, and we also can't release everything right off the bat. It would just be absolutely insane to attempt to do something like that. So we are going to release things gradually. You are going to learn about them gradually as they are released. So you're also going to be adding your own stuff to it, again, gradually. You can't learn everything about What the WoW right off the bat, and it would be a mistake to do so. So please be patient with us. We are trying to make all of this make sense for you as well as us. So it's going to take a while. It's really an investment of time, really, for anybody that wants to come with us on this journey. It's going to take a while. It's something that you can spend your entire life learning about and then still find out more about it. So yeah, please take your time. We should also take our time, and please be patient with us. Again, if you are into things that last a lifetime and even more, this is going to be perfect for you. So as you can see, What the WoW is basically a journey. It's a journey into the unknown, it's a journey into worlds that have come and gone, and the main issue about that is, how do we present it to you? Again, we said that it is a diary. Should we keep it as a diary? Should we make more videos about it? And what form should those videos take? I guess the best way to put it is, what do you want to see from us about What the WoW? So when we say we need involvement, we also kind of mean this, that we need you to tell us what you want to see, what you are most interested about. Of course, this is going to become a lot easier for you as well the more we post, and the more you learn about it, you're going to have more questions, and we're going to have the answers to give to you. But even before that, what sort of videos would you like to see about it? What sort of content would you like to see about it? What would be more interesting for you to interact with? Please go ahead and let us know. So at the same time, we were sort of trying to come up with a way to make these videos for you. So sort of the format that we were thinking of was a combination between traveling vlogs, where we film ourselves, or Pia films herself walking down a street in a destination with very pretty scenery, and sort of talking about the relevant parts or the more hidden parts of the chapter that is currently out. So for example, videos about the God Creator, where she goes into depth about details from the God Creator while walking down the street, and also filming the scenery around her, so you would have her voice and a very pretty b-roll. Those would be daily. And then we were also thinking of videos that would come out perhaps weekly or bi-weekly, which would be more of a sit-down essay video where I go into depth about some stuff, and I just do a lot more editing, and it's going to have pictures and music and just a lot more stuff than the weekly videos. That's sort of the structure that we were thinking of doing, the schedule that we were thinking of having, and I don't know, maybe you have a different idea. It would be awesome if we would know. It would be awesome if you could help us with that as well, and just sort of let us know if that's something you would be interested in seeing, or if you would like something else. So to reiterate, it is massive, and we need your help, we need your involvement, we need your stories, we need your WoW. We are going to be releasing videos as well as chapters from What the WoW gradually over time, and you're going to have to be patient and stick along for the ride for that. And we also really want to know if you're going to be okay with the current translation from the hidden language, or if you want it to be more polished, as well as how should we release it? Should it be a diary? Should it be more structured? Should it be more polished? We really want to know all of these things. And of course, to prove to you that all of this truly exists and it is ready for you. It is ready to be published. It's been cooking for a very long time. So to sort of end this video, which is almost as massive as this pile of books over here, we're going to be releasing the first chapter, The God Creator, which is the one on screen right now, and it's also right here besides me, as you can see. We're going to be releasing that on the 20th of July. It's going to be released first on Patreon, and then gradually we're also going to be releasing it on our social media. So follow us. You can see all of our socials on screen right here for your viewing pleasure and for your subscribing and following and sharing and commenting and liking pleasure. So please go ahead and follow us. Please give us all of your support. We really need it, and we truly appreciate it. We want to be as involved with you guys as possible, and also for you guys to be as involved with us as possible. So we're going to be reading every comment. We're going to be replying to every comment. So yeah, don't forget, God the Creator is coming out on Patreon on July 20th. So please send us all of your requests and all of your advice before that, so that we can take it into account. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.